So, what I'd like to talk about right now is a couple of legends that come from the Squamish Nation. And the first legend has to do with Takaya, this guy right here, Takaya the wolf. This is Spakos, and this is Anachaen, the thunderbird. But I'm going to talk about Takaya at the moment. And it begins with a small boy, a boy of about 4 years old, who had been discovered by hunters as they were traveling north along the Squamish River. The Squamish River is the river that goes along the Sea to Sky Highway when you go up to Whistler. And Squamish was a favorite harvesting place because of the situation where the rivers come together. The Squamish joins up with the Squamish, and there's another river that comes into the Squamish. A lot of fish there. Squamish translated is fishing with a basket. So they wove cedar baskets and they used them to dip into the water, and they would harvest their salmon that way. There was so much salmon that's all they had to do was just scoop it up and away they go. So that's the meaning of Squamish. But along that river, a small boy was discovered, and the hunters that discovered him didn't do anything right away. They kind of just watched and observed to see if there was anything that they should know. They were across the river from the boy, and as they were observing, watching, wolves came up. Takaya came up and sat down on both sides of him. And he didn't seem to be too concerned about anything. He was busy just playing as boys, throwing rocks in the river, whatever, and just hanging out. Didn't feel like he was in any danger. The hunters watched for a while, and they thought, we better go and find out some more advice. We better get some more ideas before we do anything. And so they went down to Chikai, which is the village just past the mouth of where Chikai and Squamish come together. Chikai is actually the name of Mount Garibaldi, and Chikai, it has an N in front, Chikai, and it means to have dirt on the face. But the hunters went back to the longhouse to meet with the elders, the chiefs, the other hunters, to ask, what should we be doing about that boy? So after lengthy discussions, it was decided that they would stockpile the longhouse with a lot of food and prepare themselves for a long time inside that longhouse. And then to place spear-like poles all around the outside walls of the longhouse, and then to go and get the boy. So all this preparation was done, and the hunters went back. They brought a couple of canoes this time, and when they found that place where they had seen the boy, and they decided to just hunker down and wait and see what happens. And not long did they have to wait. The boy showed up, and again, wolves showed up. And so what they had to do, and what they did, is distract the wolves. So they went up a little bit further up the river and made a bunch of commotion to get the wolves to go that way, and the other hunters got the boy in the canoe and went down the river. So they got him down to the longhouse in Chikai, and no sooner did they close the door than the wolves showed up. And then more wolves. And then more wolves. And according to our oral history, about 70 wolves laid siege to that longhouse, and they laid siege to it for about 2 weeks until they finally went away. And that's how that little boy became part of our family. And as he grew, he proved to be a leader. He proved to be a warrior. And he was always thinking of family. He's always thinking of somebody else besides himself. So the people looked up to him. And he got married, his family grew, and these were the good years. There wasn't any problems with any of the other surrounding nations or any conflicts of any kind until this one day that the enemy showed up in a territory. The enemy came from the north in a lot of canoes. They asked the grandfather for advice, and he gathered the other elders around him. By now, his family was huge. He gave good advice on how to defend the shoreline, but he asked that they step back from the shore to about the tree line, and then to take the elders and those that couldn't fight to safety in the back of the territory, in caves and places back there, shelter, to keep them out of harm's way. And then he described how the defense would take place. But he asked for a small favor. He said, there's going to be a gap down at this far end, and if you don't mind, I would like to take that spot because I want to fight too. So all of this was arranged. His grandfather was given his location, and the enemy came. They attacked, and according to our oral history, for 5 days they fought, and they fought, and they fought, until the enemy were driven back to their canoe. The people were quite happy with how things worked out, and went to see how the grandfather made out, but he was nowhere to be found. All they found were the bodies of the slain enemy. But nearby in a forest could be heard, "Oh!" There was pandemonium going on. There was like a celebration going on. And it was suspected that the wolves were helping the grandfather when he was protecting that section of the defense. And at the very end, as the information comes to us, the grandfather returned to the wolves in his old age, back to the first family. And that is where our wolf clan comes from in the Squamish Nation. In particular, mostly the Williams family, they have a claim to that story. And there's a song that goes with it. And if you like, you can all be howling away at home or in your classrooms or down the street you go. If you happen to be watching this on your cell phone, belt one out. It goes like this. Oh. Whoa, we Hello, CM. Haichka. So that's the story of Takaya, the wolf. And as we look at the animal kingdom, there are medicines there that we like to observe. And the wolf has a medicine of leadership, the warrior spirit, and the one that steps up to the plate gets the job done. And the wolf also represents family because the wolves work together for the benefit of the pack, of the entire family. A similarity can be found in the yo-yos animal family. Yo-yos is Squamish for killer whales. And they're also called blackfish. But yo-yos, they work similar. They're called wolves of the sea because of how they work. They work for the benefit of everyone, and they work like in a pod, the same thing as in a pack. They get the job done. So the medicine from some of the animal kingdom we can borrow for strength, leadership, and like I said, stepping up to the plate, getting the job done, is the wolf spirit. And I like that. That's good. That means I heard somebody say something a couple of days ago, and it kind of reminded me of the wolf. It said, get up, dress up, show up. Get the job done. So I kind of think of the wolf